many important jobs within film that truly makes or breaks a production. If done poorly, it can reflect badly on everyone who had participated on a specific project. So an overwhelming amount of pressure is placed on one department alone: the editors. Your job is to make everything look good. No, perfect. Even if other departments downright suck. Let me clarify. As an editor, it is your mission to piece together every scene within a film and produce the overall finished product. First, you have your original, unedited footage. You are given hundreds of shots where you need to pick the best of what you are given. This is where you need a careful eye and need to be sure that the camera angles are on point, scene cuts are clean, the lighting isn't too bright or too dark, the sound quality isn't garbage, and the acting looks like this and not like this. All while following what the director has instructed for you. Basically, you need to find anything that is out of place and make it right. Sound easy, right? Ha! You fool! The cold truth is that you don't really have that many friends while on an editing job. In fact, everything is essentially your fault if a film turns out bad, because you are the one overseeing the footage. What I mean by this is that while everyone is doing their part during production, you step in at post-production, when everything is said and done. But that doesn't necessarily mean that these takes are all going to be perfect. Editing takes time for you to make improvements on each and every flaw that you come across. It could take weeks to finish, but the kicker is that this is not a 9-to-5 job. No, you're sitting at that desk for hours on end. You forget to eat because you're so concentrated, so now your assistant's looking tasty. You're exhausted from the lack of sleep, and you look like the monster out of the lagoon, all while your producer is breathing down your neck about deadlines, when you have over 40 hours of footage that needs to be watched and cut down to 90 minutes. So at this point, you're just about ready to snap. But then you remember that all the weight is not completely on your shoulders. There are other areas in post-production, like sound editing and visual effects, depending on the project. Oh, and you definitely think that sound editing would be your best friend, right? You've already edited a large part of it, and they just have to put on the finishing touches, so you definitely get along. Well, you'd be wrong! Sound doesn't care about you. They believe their whole job is cleaning up after you. And as far as visual effects goes, it's all about the film's budget and the algorithms used by the design company. So if it looks like it was drawn by a kindergartner, it's still your fault because you still overlooked the finished product. There are many different variables in place, but all the pressure is on you to make it work. And then it's finally done. What you've slaved over. You've gone through so many hoops and the final cut is ready. But it means jack shit if the director or producer doesn't like it. They can send it right back if it doesn't capture his vision. And you're like, what? You're almost at the end of your rope, but you pick yourself back up anyways and go back at it with new incentive. Why, you ask? Because you are an editor. This project that you've put your blood, sweat, and tears into must be broadcast to the world because this is your baby, and you can't just let your baby die, so you're right back at it. And if you think this is bad now, just imagine how bad it was for the editors before digital. Editors like Charlotte Disher, who not only had to cut scenes herself on film, however that worked, but also had to overcome sexism from every direction. On a daily basis, she'd get remarks such as, "She's only gotten this far off of her looks," as well as crew members directing her to hair and makeup. She struggled working with incompetent people who would rather look at her gender than her skills, and as a result, she was turned away from many jobs because, and I quote, "we already have a female editor." For many editors, especially women, they had to endure disrespect and be marked as unintelligent while not being given the tools or common courtesy to do their jobs properly. Many people would turn away and find a new field, but editors suck it up and keep going strong. Because as an editor, you are a storyteller. You see the chaos unraveling before you, and you buckle up, because this film is undoubtedly yours, and no one will discourage you from doing what you love. Be nice to your editors, because they have plenty of work to do.